Hey, hello and welcome. Philipp Banse, my name from DLD 2016 in Munich for DCTP.tv. My next guest is Michael Mendenhall from Flex. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
We all have heard about Fitbit and Chromecast and wearables and the Internet of Things, and you're a really big part of it. You're playing, as far as I understand, so in the background, but you connected with everybody who's into this in this business, right?
That's correct. 12 different industries.
12 different.
So we go from consumer all the way to aerospace defense, healthcare in the middle, renewable energies and energy, transportation, you name it, we're involved probably.
So let's pick an example. Fitbit. How does your involvement look like with Fitbit, the fitness wristband?
Well, so Fitbit would come to us and they would say we have some designs and ideas for the capabilities of what that wearable should do, how it should perform, how it should look. Then we'll work with them relative to the actual engineering, the specs, the mechanicals, the actual material science that goes into it, the environmental impact that will be put through, the reliability of the product, the reliability testing, and then we'll take it all the way through to manufacturing, packaging, distribution, forward and reverse logistics, and we'll manage the whole supply chain for them if they want. So we'll go sketch to scale. Another great example you mentioned was Chromecast. When Google came to us again, they had an idea of what they wanted to capture relative to the product and its interface and the software, but they didn't know how to actually build a device that small with that much capability. And so we actually co-innovated that. They actually came to us and said, help us design, engineer, and then manufacture. And we did that in a period of almost 3 months. I mean, it was a very condensed cycle. We were actually innovating on the manufacturing line with Google. So it just depends on what people are looking for, but we're really all about smart connected devices, whether it's an automobile that's semi-autonomous or a smart athletic apparel or smart athletic shoes to a Fitbit.
And where is this going technologically? What are these small devices capable of today?
Well, you know, what's interesting is what's driving a lot of this, you know, the 10 billion products that are connected today going to 50 billion in the next 5 years is this idea of the technology is becoming more miniaturized, yet with Moore's law, it's becoming less and less cost. And at the same time, the processing power and the computational power is going up. So all of a sudden, these sensors that are taking all this real-time data are almost costing nothing. Then you couple that with the mature sort of cloud computing capability that gives you enormous scale and capability as a platform or ecosystem. You combine the product with that, and all of a sudden, you have a lot of new entries into the marketplace because you've removed the barriers of cost, the barriers of infrastructure, because it's infrastructure as a service now with cloud computing. So you're just going to see this explosion, and it's going to make our world smarter. It's going to improve our way of life. It's going to make things simpler, and we're going to solve real-world problems with this new capability.
And do you see a standard coming up there? Because if you have all those different devices and they're all talking in their own language, do you see a standard?
I think you're going to see interoperability first. I don't know how close we'll get to a standard. I mean, there's at least we know of 16 different radio transmitters. There's more than that. And as you think about a device that has to be ubiquitous and has to be interoperable relative to your connected world, you as a person, your connected home, I think you're going to see that interoperability actually becomes more important, and there's companies solving for that. Wink being one of those companies that solves for interoperability against smart connected devices.
So if everything is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and more cheaper, I imagine a world where I can just put a temperature sensor here, and a microphone there, and a video camera here. Do you think about the privacy implications that might have?
No, you know what we really look at, and what you see, you know, at the end of the day, the consumer has choices, and the consumer votes with their pocketbook, with the real money, right? And so what we tend to see is those things that actually solve for real world problems, make your life simpler, easier, better, a better quality of life, save you money. There are benefits consumers will pay for and will accept, and that's where you see the real adoption take place. The novelty and gimmickry tends to then fall by the wayside, and you really see then people accepting it, saying, listen, if by doing this, if by wearing a device that's monitoring my body, my very important system of health, and the data points that it's gathering all the time on me are going to help my physician actually predict things that could happen to me based on the data and the algorithms off of that real-time, real-world monitoring, then you're going to be more acceptable of that technology and wear that, versus this is sort of nice and it's novel, but it's not really providing me any kind of benefit. So at the end of the day, the consumer's in control of those decisions.
And what is the biggest installation of an Internet of Things you know of?
Well, I mean, let's talk about the Tesla automobile.
Yeah.
They've disrupted an entire industry, and it's a smart, connected vehicle where all of the maintenance, all of the customer service support, all of the new model sort of introductions happen overnight relative to software downloads, software almost as a service relative to your automobile. You see big disruption happening in that space. You're going to see that in almost every industry relative to IoT.
Michael, thank you very much for your time.
Philip, thank
From
you for
Flex.
having me. Yeah, thank
Michael
you.
Mendenhall on DCTP.tv at the DLD 2016. My name is Philip Bande. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.